You're listening to the Overly Confident Podcast with your host, Derek Hyde and Garrett Lay.
Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Overly Confident Podcast. We do not have any guest for you today, but as always, I am Derek Hyde, and alongside me, Garrett Lay. Our friends don't like us anymore, apparently.
It's just us today. No, everybody's busy. A lot of people have finals weeks. I'm lucky enough that I am done with school already. I've been done for like 2 weeks. Really? 2 weeks? Wow. That's a long... Anyway. Yeah, but Penn State's still in session, but you have basically finished your projects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you have to do. And then our friend Logan, who was going to maybe come on, he goes to St. Bonaventure right now. He's transferring to Pitt. But he has lots of schoolwork to do. He's pre-med, so he has lots of finals and everything like that. So luckily we're done, basically. So that's why it's just us today.
Yeah, I actually just finished the last work of my semester about 30 minutes ago. So that worked out for me.
Yeah, we're juniors in college now, which is crazy. It doesn't feel like it at all. I'm sure it doesn't feel, for seniors who were in college, I'm sure it doesn't feel like they're grown adults in the real world now either. So I guarantee that's weirder. But right now, like last year when we finished up a semester, I was like, oh man, school's over, woohoo. But now it just feels like I'm just still living the same day. Like Groundhog Day for school.
Slowly inching towards your death.
Yeah, basically. That's what it feels like every day. Every morning I wake up, just a day closer.
Well, I mean, that's where you got to make the most of your time. And we tried to do that yesterday.
We did.
We did quarantine golf in Ohio. First of all, Ohio is a different world from Pennsylvania right now with their laxed restrictions and everything being open.
We got gas for $1.59 a gallon.
And it was even cheaper at some of the places we passed.
Yes, but some of them were pretty shady, so we didn't get it there. We were fine with paying $1.59 at a legitimate gas station. Instead of the Big Apple, which was the one that they were giving it away for free.
I don't think that was the case, but that would have been, and I think you would have gone to the shadiest gas station possible if they were giving it out for free.
Yeah, probably. You know what freaks me out? New Jersey, you can't pump your own gas.
Oh.
Insanity. Just wild over there in New Jersey. If the governor of New Jersey's listening, you're an idiot, because people can pump their own gas, and it's not like a special treat for someone to pump my gas. You know, I don't want anyone to pump my gas. Keep your hands off my gas. Don't get all up in my gas.
Well,
anyway,
I mean, my roommates are from Philly, but they both have places in the Jersey Shore, and they said, I'm pretty sure the explanation to that is somehow, some way, what are they even called? Like gas hands?
Sure.
the people who pump your gas for you have like a union in the state of New Jersey, and they can't be fired.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense now.
Which is unreal, but
that's crazy. So they basically set it up so they're guaranteed a job forever because you can't get rid of them.
Yes, they're unfireable, like some of the teachers that we have seen at our schools.
That's amazing. Good on them. That's pretty smart. They really game the system there.
Yeah, I don't think they're the only state. I think Oregon or something out west is the same way too.
That's crazy though. Who decided that? Who was like, all right, let's not have people pump their own gas? I guess sometimes you kind of smell like gas afterwards for a little while, but it goes away. Really, I feel there's no luxury in getting your gas pumped.
No, and then you got to tip the guy. You're just paying more for gas. Of course you have to tip him. He's just pumping your gas.
Absolutely not. I'm never going to New Jersey. I mean, I've been there, but it was when we went to New York, because we stayed in New Jersey because it's way cheaper if you just stay in New Jersey. You know, but we definitely, if we got gas, it definitely wasn't in New Jersey because nobody pumped our gas. Nobody was touching the Lay's gas. That was our gas to touch.
I don't know if
we definitely got that in New York.
I don't think it's a requirement that you have to have the people who pump it for you.
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up because I need to know.
Well, I mean, I went out to New Jersey with my roommates last summer, and we did not stop to get gas. at all there. So I cannot speak from experience, but I have been in New Jersey and I have spent a couple of nights there. It's
It is illegal in New Jersey for people to pump their own gas.
it,
That law was enacted in 1949.
it's totally not outdated whatsoever.
No.
Does it say anything about having to tip the guy who does it for you?
Okay. Oh, Oregon just said that they didn't have to.
Hey,
They
I was
were
right.
up until January 1st, 2016. Oregonians, that's fun. In rural counties are allowed to dispense their own gasoline at night. It's only at night, though, can you pump your own gas. But during the day, honestly, I'd rather have somebody pump my gas at night so I don't have to get out of my car at night. You know? That's backwards for me.
Okay, but imagine being the guy who's working at the gas station to pump people's gas from like 9 to 2 in the morning.
Okay, yeah, that would suck, but I'm just saying that, like, if it were a useful thing for the people who were having their gas pumped, then I would prefer it at night so that I didn't have to get out of my car and, risk getting shanked or something. Though I don't think Oregonians are very violent people, but, I've never been to Oregon, so.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, Portland's pretty free flowing and down for whatever, so I don't think so. But I mean,
Heck, this is
hypothetically
crazy.
speaking, if I am a New Jersey resident and I work as one of the people who pump gas for you, can I pump my gas if I am off the clock? Or does somebody then have to pump my gas for me because I am not working at that
That's a good
specific
question.
instance?
Is it just an endless loop of gas hands getting their gas pumped by other gas hands because they're off the clock? Or are they given like some sort of special permission? Like they have like a gas pumping license in New Jersey that's only given to people who work as gas hands.
And wait, what is the legal repercussion of getting caught, so to speak, pumping your own gas?
I don't know. I this article does not. It's probably like 20 years in federal prison or something.
You get fined for doing it.
Man, dude, people really are really passionate about this, and we just probably offended a lot of people. Well, maybe not a lot of people.
A majority of our audience is Pennsylvania, but I
Yeah,
do.
and Pennsylvania thinks New Jersey's a joke, so
Well, yeah, the East Coast
least I
PA
do.
is biggest rivals with New Jersey, and I'm pretty. New Jersey is like all about not pumping their own gas. It's a strange thing.
yeah. Somebody introduced a bill to ban it because the guy said that by keeping gas hands around, it is arguing that New Jerseyans are mentally incapable of pumping their own gas without setting themselves on fire.
That seems like some pretty bold reasoning.
Yeah, because in the 1949 law, the reasoning is because of the fire hazards directly associated with dispensing fuel, it is in the public interest that gasoline station operators have the control needed over the activity to ensure compliance with appropriate safety procedures, including turning off vehicle engines and refraining from smoking while fuel is dispensed.
So in the early 1950s,
Yeah, do you know how many people probably blow themselves up at gas stations per year? Like, maybe 4.
okay, but the funnier story is what happened in New Jersey in 1949 that
There
made
must
them
have been
decide.
just a run of people lighting themselves on fire at gas stations. Like
Oh,
there
that
were
was-
like 10
that's
in a
the
day.
fifth one this week.
Yeah, we
gotta
gotta
take
shut
it down.
We gotta shut it down. It's for their own good. They keep lighting themselves on fire. We gotta do something about it.
We don't have the money to train them all.
Yeah. Like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna hold class? Is it gonna be part of the New Jersey education system? Like typing class, cursive, like I said, and then what? What the gas pumping class? All the kiddos are gonna have to go outside and put gas in a tank. Make sure they don't smoke in elementary school. I don't know. Let's see how many people die in gas station accidents. Is that a? Would that narrow it down?
I
don't
mean,
know.
I mean,
Oh, chance of dying. Okay, chance of dying in gas pump fire. 2 in tens of billions.
why does it
2
have
in
to
tens
be
of billions.
two?
I don't know. I don't know why it's 2. This is a sad story about a teenager who died in a gas station fire, so don't read it. But, so there are 11 billion fill-ups a year. Right, this was in 2010. And there were 2 accidents. That's why.
And those 2 accidents were like the scene from Zoolander where they were purposely spraying gas on each other.
Yeah, where they're having a gas fight, which is a great scene. What, like almost everybody in that scene just gets lit on fire.
Yeah, that is exactly how it works.
Yeah.
And then I think someone goes to smoke a cigarette, lights the whole place on fire.
So New Jersey, you're crazy.
Yeah, completely not what we were expecting to talk about, but sure enough, pumping gas is what came about.
Yeah, what we actually did in Ohio was we golfed. Like Derek said earlier, we golfed because golf courses opened up in Ohio. Some golf courses around here opened up as well, but the restrictions were a little more lenient in Ohio, so we decided to mosey on over there. That's the word I was looking for, mosey, because that's what we did. We moseyed on over to Ohio, an hour north, to Pine Lakes, which, if you are a big golfer, is a gorgeous course. It was very nice. We all had to take our own carts because of the social distancing thing. Only I could go into the pro shop. I walked in with the mask, and the owner put his hands up as if I was robbing him. It was pretty funny. But he was a nice guy. But we did, of course, have some mishaps per usual on the golf course because we aren't very good.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was kind of interesting, their restrictions, because all 4 of us had to be in separate carts at all times. That was a first. Didn't have to pay extra for that.
That was great that we didn't have to pay extra for that.
Yeah, because 1 cart per person is an expensive thing to do.
Yes. Yeah. There were geese everywhere. Not as much. You know what? Normally when I see a lot of geese, I just immediately assume wherever I am is going to be covered in poop.
There was a good amount of poop. I don't know where you were.
No, there was a good amount of poop, but there was less than I anticipated. Like, I expected the greens to just have a nice, like, layer of excrement on them.
That's
and
fair.
No. So,
I mean, it's interesting you bring up the geese, though, because that was one of the things I forgot about golfing. Because on hole 2, I absolutely flubbed my driver's shot. And I was right by a goose and, like, 6 of her babies. I'm like, well, I gotta play my ball. So I walk up to my ball, and this goose is hissing at me.
Dude, goose hisses are no fun. They're terrifying.
Not only did I did not realize that gooses could hiss, but that goose did not like me at all.
Yeah, they're terrifying. They will mess you up, dude. Them and swans.
No practice shot, wind up and hit that.
Them and swans, dude. I stay away from large birds. Large birds freak me out. Like a robin, that's fine. A cardinal, really beautiful creature, but like when you get up into the size of like a goose, a swan, an ostrich, ostriches should have died when the asteroid hit the Earth and extinguished the dinosaurs because they're terrifying. They can run super fast. They run in herds. They have all scaly necks and giant talons and lay huge eggs. Are you kidding me? Eggs are also scary. So anyway, in general, I think foul are foul. And, yeah, get them out of my face.
That was a terrible pun.
No, it wasn't. It was great. It was awesome.
I mean, I think it was around hole 14. Another not great driver's shot. That was the trend of the day for me. My ball was like literally 2 inches away from a giant egg. Like, not ostrich-sized egg, but it was a really big egg.
Why didn't you call me over to see this egg? I wouldn't have hit it with the golf club. That would have been really rude. They don't scare me that much. But
no, it wasn't. It was already hatched. It was like half of an egg, but it was like the size of like my fist.
You should have put it on your head like a yarmulke.
It was the size of my fist. How am I going to put that on my head?
Like a yarmulke. Yarmulkes are no bigger than your fist. Well, yeah, they are a little bit, just to spread out enough to cover part of your head.
Yes,
but you could have worn it like a yarmulke.
Going to put an egg from an unknown creature because I don't know if a goose lays an egg that big in the middle of a fairway.
They have to.
It was.
What's he doing in the middle of the fairway? That's a dangerous place to lay an egg.
I don't know.
Or it got carried over there. Maybe it got carried over there.
The geese there were not very friendly, and they did not like us very much.
Well, they did probably build a golf course on their home. Though they put on a lot of water features, it seemed like, so maybe the geese moved in. I don't
Yeah,
know.
there were a lot of water features. We did supplement those water features with plenty of golf balls to
Oh, we
keep them
filled those.
lively.
We filled those water features with our balls.
Dear
We did.
God.
Um, yeah, there was one. The tee box was like right in front of like a lake, and we just put multiple balls straight into it.
Well,
That's
that's
bad.
yeah. That was I want to say that was like hole 11-ish.
Yeah, I think so.
It was
11 sounds right.
the tee box, and then right in front of the tee box was probably about like no more than about 15 feet of water. And
Dude,
we line up and we go, someone's gonna hit a ball in there, and sure enough, back-to-back shots topped and into the mini pond right in front of the tee box.
our balls were hunting for water too.
Yes.
Like our friend Chase had one lined up. There's no water except for water behind him. And he goes to crank an iron shot from like he's out in the rough or whatever, hits a rock, ball goes straight back over top of him and just floats and deposits itself straight into the water feature that's supposed to be an obstacle on the next hole. Ball goes straight backwards. So really, we could not keep our balls dry. Is really what I have to say from that day.
Jeez. No, that golf ball had a mission to end
Oh, it
up in
did.
that lake.
It was hunting. It was hunting that lake.
But like that rock feature that he hit was probably about a good like 20 yards in front of him, and it just
Oh
hit,
yeah.
it could have bounced off that rock any way possible, and it hit the rock, probably went about 40-50 feet in the air, and then just landed in the lake.
Really, considering the other option, which was to bounce straight back and beam him in the skull, it was probably better that it ended up in the water. But
Well, don't put that past Chase, because
I know he has been hit before.
Well, no, last year at our last golf outing, when we were doing a scramble, Chase took a tee shot, and you know how they mark the tee boxes with like colored rocks or whatever? This one had a flat surface. Chase teed off directly into this rock, and it shot back and beamed him in the outside of the foot.
Dude, he's always getting hurt. He woke up the morning we were going to go golf, and he said he's been throwing up since 6 a.m. That didn't make me feel good bringing him along, because everybody's sick, but he was fine. Then he golfed pretty well. So good on you, Chase.
He just ate something wrong and has like,
Yeah.
he's allergic to half the world, so you know
Yes.
that would be
Strawberries of all things.
yeah.
What a baby thing to be allergic to. If you're listening, Chase, it's a baby thing to be allergic to.
Just
Strawberries?
one kind of fruit.
Yeah.
No,
His
no
mom's
other.
allergic to citrus, which would be sad because I love citrus. Orange, lemon. Is lime citrus? Yes.
Lime
Lime's
would be
definitely citrus. What else is citrus? Grapefruit? Pineapple? No.
Pineapple's not citrus.
What makes something citrus? Is it like tree? It
I
grows
would
on
say,
trees?
I mean, all citrus looks relatively the same.
See, this episode I've been Googling a lot of things.
They all have peels, and then the inside is more. It's more so juice than anything. I would say that's what would make it.
Citrus fruit.
You're really looking up the definition to citrus.
Tangerines.
Tangerines, clementines.
Those are citrus fruits. Yes, I am looking up what makes something a citrus fruit. I'm learning a lot this episode. The name citrus was derived from the Greek word for cedar, perhaps because of similar smells. They're known as agrumes.
Yep, so it's citrus because of the way it smells.
Yeah. Oh, the kumquat. Oh, wait, no, never mind. It has been crossed with many citrus fruits, producing new ones such as the limequat and the sunquat.
Are you willing to try those, or are those like balut?
Well, I have no idea where you get them because I've never seen them anywhere.
It's like
But-
those grapples.
Whoa. There's also a lamandarin, which is a cross between a mandarin orange and a lemon.
That just sounds like a bitter orange.
Where do you get these exotic citrus fruits?
I don't know, a lab, the chemical bank.
No, not there. They sell chemicals. I'm talking all natural citrus, baby. That's what I need. That's a very specific question. This question on this website was, what makes a citrus fruit citrus, followed by, do kumquats count? So I guess somebody was probably having a similar discussion to what we're having right now, but it just centered around kumquats. And one person probably
How did
took
you
the
get on the
affirmative.
topic of citrus?
What were we talking about? How did we get here? I don't know. Something. I don't know. Golf balls are
Jeez.
shaped like citrus fruits. Some citrus fruits. Anyway, we went to, what else did we do? We were expanding on our golfing day. It was a great day, though. It was lovely weather. I hope if wherever you're listening to this, if you have lovely weather, get outside, get that vitamin D. You'll sleep better. You'll feel better. Get nice and tan.
Yeah, I mean, I've honestly been taking vitamin D supplements.
Yeah, I do that as well. But I'm trying to get out. I lay naked on my driveway every day for at least 30 minutes.
That's not true.
No. Well,
For
it
at
was
least
true.
30 minutes.
It was true until my neighbors called the police. Now I have to stop.
I mean, you make that joke as if police have never been called at us while we were at your house.
Yeah, that's just because we were throwing really loud firecrackers and people thought they were gunshots.
Yes, and then the cops come to your house, ask us, walk up to us and go, "Hey, we heard a report of gunshots. Do you know anything about that?" Like, you're a cop. Why are you not more concerned about a report of gunshots?
They probably just assumed. They were like, come on. Really? Really? If you've watched Outer Banks, it's a pretty kook neighborhood, unfortunately. So, you know. Speaking of Outer Banks, we both finished it. We won't give any spoilers, but it was great.
It is very good.
It was excellent. But, okay, totally. I got totally off track. I was going to talk about what we did after we went golfing. We went to Raising Cane's. If you're from Ohio, you know what this place is. But us, living in Pennsylvania, well, we knew what it was. I had at least heard of it, but I had never eaten there. And we ate there because the line for Chick-fil-A was insane. The line for Chick-fil-A is always insane, but this was really insane. It was slithering like a snake through the parking lot, dude.
That is the longest drive-through line I've ever seen in my life.
Unbelievable. Like, it had to have been, I would say, like 50 cars long. Because,
Yes.
like, once you got,
And Chick-fil-A has the double drive-through.
yeah, like, it was like probably 25 cars in each of the drive-through lanes. Plus cars coming out into the parking lot where they were lining up before they were split into the two drive-through lanes.
Yes.
Insanity. Anyway, we went to Raising Cane's. There were only 4 things on the menu.
Yep.
You can get 4 chicken tenders. You can get
And they're all the same thing. It's just various sizes of that one thing. And if you want it on a bun.
yeah, and then the sandwich is just the chicken tenders on a bun. But we found out that when they take your order, they say, "Bippity boppity boo, what can Bojangles do for you?" Which Derek lost it when he
That
heard
is
that.
not what they say.
What do they say?
Bippity
Yes, it is.
boppity boo. What can Canes do for you?
Oh, Cane's. Yeah, it's not Bojangles. Am I an idiot? Yes, is actually the answer to that question. Anyway, yeah, what
Yes.
can Cane's do for you? Bippity boppity boo. I don't know where they got. I mean, they got it from some magical place, but it made me happy.
I could not keep a straight face. When he said that, I don't know how you still talk to him. I lost it.
Yo, props to the guy behind them. He was into it too, though. He was like bippity boppity boo, and I was like, "How many times have you said that today?" And with like, it sounded like he had a smile on his face.
I think you have to, or else they fire you.
True.
It's,
Yeah, they probably cut your head off in the back room.
Oh,
They're
that
probably
poor
like-
guy.
Yeah, he's probably like held at gunpoint when he says bippity boppity boo, and if there's no smile on his face, he doesn't leave the restaurant.
They're holding back tears.
Yeah. Anyway, tasty chicken. Their sauce was great. They send Texas toast with it. Derek got 2 pieces of Texas toast, even though he didn't ask for it, and he got coleslaw. Because according to Shane, our friend who you've heard before, who goes to school at Kent State, which is in Ohio, he's gone to Raising Cane's before. Normally, what people do is they replace the coleslaw with an extra piece of Texas toast. But Derek here got 2 pieces of Texas toast and coleslaw. Did he eat the coleslaw? No. Did I eat the coleslaw? No, because coleslaw sucks. Unless if it's on a Permane sandwich.
Putting it lightly there.
No, coleslaw sucks.
Wow. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of coleslaw, but like, it's not something I willingly eat because I enjoy it.
Like,
Just-
if you bring Oh man, if you bring coleslaw as a side to like a potluck barbecue, you are scum of the earth. There are so many better things that you could choose. Baked beans, which sometimes I'm not even a huge fan of those, but my dad has gotten me a little bit more on them because he pointed out how great of a sound, like if you were a cowboy and you were eating like baked beans out of a tin that were cooked over a fire, we heard the sound that like the spoon makes scraping up this is so weird, scraping the beans off of the tin, and it was in Django Unchained, and like you heard it, and it is a great sound. He was 100% correct, so I have a little bit more respect for.
Hold on, you're eating
baked
beans because of the sound it makes when you put a
the
spoon
hypothetical
in it?
sound they would make if I were a cowboy eating them after a long day on the open range around a campfire, out of a metal tin. That's why I'm eating them.
Looks like Bush's Baked Beans is missing an impeccable marketing opportunity.
Oh yeah, if they want to sponsor us, that's fine. I love the dog that they use to market their products as well.
Bush's Baked Beans is so good.
They are pretty good. Anyway, don't bring coleslaw to a barbecue. Just don't. I'll punch you in the face. I'll take your coleslaw and send you home in it.
There's going to be a lot of Polish ancestry people who are not going to like what you just said.
Sucks.
Wow. Putting it lightly.
Bring baked beans, mac and cheese. What else could people bring that's way better?
Mac and cheese is next
Yeah,
level.
mac and cheese is probably the premier side to bring to the barbecue.
Imagine being lactose intolerant and not being able to eat mac and cheese.
That would suck.
Yes. Putting it lightly, it would.
Dude, I've said things suck a lot this episode, but guess what? I feel like our show doesn't live up to its name of Overly Confident, so I'm putting my opinions on the table. Coleslaw sucks. I'm going to take that to the grave.
Wow.
I'm going to put that on my headstone. Coleslaw sucks.
Garrett Lay, some random date, just going to take a guess.
Yeah.
Coleslaw sucks.
Mm-hmm. That's right. People need to know. That's the truth. Just like sweet potatoes suck.
You know, and then when like your great-great-great-grandchildren are on Ancestry.com or whatever the internet is at that point, they're going to look at your headstone and be like, I guess he was really passionate about his dislike of coleslaw.
Well, they can just ask me when my consciousness is uploaded to the cloud. Then they can just talk to me. And all I'll say is that coleslaw sucks. That'll be it. That'll be my lasting impact on the world. I'll start a campaign. Ban coleslaw. Hashtag coleslaw is canceled. Dude, the internet will cancel anything. If I can get enough people on team coleslaw is canceled, it will be canceled. And nobody will eat it.
I feel like you could find enough people that don't like coleslaw.
For sure.
The South is going to absolutely hate you, though.
Okay, that's fair. I'll get my reputation back with any Southern listeners. I do love grits. Grits are great. Shrimp and grits, delicious. Grits for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I don't think
I haven't had grits. I haven't had grits in a long time. But
probably haven't had grits since we were down in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, probably. I went to Savannah, Georgia, and had some delicious grits. Oh, what was that place called? Oh, I can't remember. We bought a mug from there and everything. Dang it, I can't remember what it was called. But it was tasty. It was some home-style cooking. Let me tell you, they had some tasty grits, great biscuits, and I loved every second of it. But yeah, coleslaw still sucks.
Hey, I want to go down to New Orleans and get the Ed Orgeron treatment on crawfish.
Ooh, I'd love a good crawfish. I'm a big shellfish fan.
I love shellfish, but I've never tried crawfish.
You know, I've noticed a trend when it's just us two. We talk about food a lot, which is weird because I'm not normally a big food guy, but we talked about citrus fruits and how much coleslaw sucks, and now we just moved on to shellfish, but shellfish I'm a big fan of. Good crab leg.
Shellfish.
Ooh.
Well, from my birthday last year, I'm so much crab in one sitting.
Was that in Myrtle Beach when we went to that really?
Yeah, that was on my
restaurant?
birthday.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And they just kept bringing out crab legs because we found like a night it was all you could eat crab legs, and we were nowhere close to being done with the first plate they put out, and this dude comes roaring back with a second, and we ate most of it. It was way too much.
But then they brought out a third, which was, I
Yeah.
think, the other table's order of crab legs, and they were just piling on the crab legs.
You know, I couldn't stop eating them because the second I stopped, I couldn't eat anymore. But if I just kept eating crab, I would start, inhaling it, right? But the second I stopped, like once I was like, oh, I probably should stop eating crab. I was like, wow, I just ate so much crab. It's like that was an ungodly amount for somebody of my size.
We did eat a lot of crab. The only problem with the all-you-could-eat crab is that it came with like a third of a corn on the cob and like one small potato, and that was your
yeah.
only palate cleanser.
Yeah, that's classic. Like in the Joe's Crab Shack like buckets or whatever. But normally they come with a little more than a single corn on the cob and a single potato. But they really, for some reason, because that was
It wasn't even
by
a
far
whole
the most.
cob.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like a third of it, like you said. And for some reason, they decided to give us way less of the far less expensive food and just give us as much crab as we could manage.
Which
My face started to tingle. I thought maybe like I'd eaten so much crab I was becoming allergic to shellfish, and I thought I was gonna like go into anaphylactic shock right in the restaurant after just eating so much crab.
yeah.
But
Well, I mean,
I have a
we
picture of
had
myself
6
in
of us, and only 4 of us got the all-you-could-eat crab. But they gave us so much crab that we were just handing it out to the other
we were like,
guys.
just take it. You have to eat it. Didn't Logan get a
It
steak?
was something else. So much crab.
Wow, that was a good time though. What was that restaurant even called? Could recommend it to somebody. I was gonna say we should recommend places that we're talking about, but I can't even. Like I said, I forgot the name of the restaurant in that I got good grits. Forgot the name of the restaurant where we ate all those crabs.
Oh, the crab was called Claw House.
Oh well, Claw House. There it is.
Good
If you want
crab.
all you can eat crab in Myrtle Beach, then go to the Claw House.
On like Mondays or something.
Yeah.
It's like a weird day of the week. Or, like,
Yeah, it's not gonna be
Wednesdays.
down. It's not gonna be going on if you pop down there for a weekend or something like that. But if you just happen to be spending a week there and you are hungering for shellfish, hit them up, the Claw House. So, yes.
All right.
So, we got way off track again. That's another thing that consistently happens here. We were just talking. What I was originally going to talk about happened at Raising Cane's, and then we ended up on shellfish again. We're ridiculous. So
I mean, that's the negative aspect of going off script. We have no script. That is
yes,
the point
that's
of the
right.
show.
So we just jump around like crazy people. So we're taking it all the way back to Raising Cane's. This is after golf. We're starving, in an unfamiliar place, mind you, and our friend is driving a gray Ford F-150. He is 2 cars in front of us, I think, or was he 1 car in front? He was 1 car in front.
He was
of
the
us.
car right in front of us. In the
He was a car
drive-thru.
right in front of us, right? They make their order. Derek and I are in the car behind them. We make our order. Bippity boppity boo, what can Canes do for you? Woohoo! And then we get our food. We pull out of the drive-thru, right? And I see a truck. We planned on eating together in the parking lot, right? Like in our own individual cars, but rolling down the windows and having a nice, wholesome discussion. But I pull out of the drive-thru and I see a gray F-150 truck going out back onto the main road and turning right. I was like, where's he going? This is Shane driving, by the way. I was like, Shane, where are you going, dude? But I just follow him. I think, okay, maybe he's going to get gas now because we needed gas, or maybe he's going to a different parking lot because I guess he would do that. So he turns out and I follow him very closely. He cuts across like 2 lanes of traffic to get into the left turn lane. I'm like, Shane, you're going crazy, dude, but I'm going to follow you anyway. So I follow Shane, and he makes a left turn into this other plaza parking lot thing where there's like a Joann Fabrics. And, you just picture out what a retail plaza looks like in your head. It looked exactly like this. And he starts driving pretty erratically. He goes at different speeds. He turns into like another little parking lot where DeBella's sub was. He slows down, stops for a second. I'm like, what is he doing? And he speeds up again. I continue to follow him. And I look at the top of the back of the truck, and there's a sticker on it that says United States Navy. And I'm like, Shane isn't in the Navy. I was like, no one in his family's in the Navy. When did you get that sticker? I was like, I must have missed it. And mind you, didn't look at where the license plate was from at all. So I continue to follow this truck. Truck gets around the DeBella subs and then starts speeding up again. And Derek calls Shane, and he's like, Shane, what are you doing? And Shane's like, what do you mean, what am I doing? We're in the parking lot of, like, the place that was right next to Raising Cane's. So we had been following the wrong gray F-150 the whole time, and this dude definitely was freaking out, right? He definitely thought somebody was tailing him. And considering he was in the Navy, I'm impressed he didn't stop, get out of his car, and he had Ohio plates, so Ohio people, you know, they're a loose cannon. So I'm surprised he didn't get out of his car and hold us at gunpoint and ask why we were following him, and then we would have had to explain our way out of this. But luckily, we realized just in time that was not in fact Shane, and we go ahead, let him speed away or whatever. He goes, and he gets back on the highway. So he literally made that original left turn to try to get rid of us. Because he was confused at why we were following him so closely. And we eventually made it back to Shane, who has a deer sticker on the back of his truck. He is not in the Navy. So I'm glad we made it out of that one alive, and neither of us noticed it. He had no Ohio plate on his truck. We could have just looked down and realized it wasn't Shane, but we didn't. So we followed the wrong guy for like 5-7 minutes. He tried to lose us, but I stuck with him.
Not through normal streets. He turned into a parking lot and was just dodging in and out of this parking lot.
Yeah.
And we followed him the whole time.
Yeah, I also realized I'm a terrible driver. Like, if I had to, like, actually tail somebody in real life, like as a PI, I'd suck at it. Use the word suck again, but it's true, I would. Because he immediately thought I was following him. It took one turn, and he thought I was following him. So I obviously was way too close or whatever. But
oh, that poor guy.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. I'm sorry, man. But we did end up eating Raising Cane's in the parking lot, and it was delicious. So go to Raising Cane's. Dude, we have so many possible sponsors after this episode. It's unbelievable.
Well, hopefully one of them reaches out. I'll tag Raising Cane's.
Yes. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to us ramble on for like over 30 minutes about mainly food again, a little bit of golf, and how scary birds are, because birds are scary.
Yep, thanks again for tuning into episode 6 of the Overly Confident Podcast. Didn't have a guest this time. We're going to try and get back on that for next week's episode once finals are over. Get back into that, but I mean, we are still looking for guests. If you think you have what it takes, please reach out to us. We're not going to judge you. It's not an awkward thing. We're just, it'll be a fun time. So we've got plenty of listeners, and we're down to have any one of them on.
All right, thanks again for tuning in, and have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Overly Confident Podcast. Please leave a rating to let us know how much you enjoy the show. For the most up-to-date news on the podcast, please check out the GD Podcast Twitter account, and feel free to check us out on all other platforms.